Hello there, and welcome back to the Really Average Wargamers. Not a battle report for you this week, but a tournament report from a tournament held at the Outpost Wargaming Centre in Sheffield in the UK. The Outpost is home to quite a few pretty good local players, as you can see from the silverware or glassware that they've got in their cabinet. But this was a much more chilled out affair, more relaxed tournament. It was called Limited Battlegroup, the aim being to get players who are newer into the game into the idea of a tournament play. So it was a 35-point tournament of Warmachine and Hordes, no colossals or gargantuans allowed, and the aim was for new players or for more experienced players to use a faction that they were new to, or be using models that aren't usually used in more competitive lists. There was quite a few minions players there, with more than one minions player wanting to use the new Dr. Arcadius tier list from the latest issue of No Quarter that allows them to use Goraxes as friendly faction models. As for me, I thought I'd put the Trollbloods to one side and return to my Signar that I've not used competitively probably in a couple of years, and to add that extra level of challenge, I thought I'd try using as many cavalry models as I could. So this is my first list used in game 1. It's Striker 3, full unit of Storm Lances, the Stormblade Captain, the Genuine Warcaster, a Stormclad, a Centurion, a Major Catherine Lattimore. This was facing up against the Retribution of Syra, led by Gareth, the pointy-eared elf assassin. And here's how the game ended. It's not overly obvious how that game ended there until you look and you see this small base stood in front of Striker, which was Gareth who'd managed to get there. Combination of Intrigue for Madeleine Corbeau, Whipsnap, and Magno Blast allowed Gareth to get the distance to get in on Striker and rather easily take him apart. So that was a loss in game 1. On to game 2. So a bit of a break for lunch and a chance to have a look around the Outpost and see what they've got in their cabinets. Some beautiful models here, including some lovely simple Alexia in the Risen, magnificent Stormwall at the back there, and including these cream and purple Menoth. So after a bit of a break, back to the tournament for game 2. This was against Scorn, a relatively new Scorn player, just enjoying his second tournament. It was seeing that he had a full unit of Incendiary in one list. I thought I'd go for a bit of a heavier armour list, and so I took Striker 3 again. The scenario was close quarters, so I thought a low model count wouldn't be that much of a hindrance. Luckily enough not to be facing up against the list with a really fast Malik Khan in it, and here's how the game ended. Striker 3 being a bit of a coward, hiding off on the far flag, but managing to get the 5 control points that I needed to win there. So 1-1, 1 win, 1 loss so far, and another break. There were some absolutely stonkingly painted models on the tabletop as well. Some wonderful Menoth there, beautiful Resnick battle engine, some amazing Khador on homemade customised bases, and wonderful, smooth, simple paint job on a beautiful Convergence of Cyrus army. So on to game 3. The scenario was Destruction, and I was facing off against Menoth. Having used my first list in the first 2 games, I thought I'd switch it over to my second list, which is Jeremiah Cray, the other cavalry caster that Signar have. He also makes his Warjacks count as cavalry, and he brought 2 Stormclads, a unit of Stormblades, unit of Gun Mages with the UA, Epic Eris, Captain Arlen's Strangeways, the Squire, and a Stormsmith Stormcaller. My opponent had a choice of Epic Resnick or the Harbinger of Menoth, brought the Harbinger of Menoth, and as you can see there's a Stormclad stood in front of her. Jeremiah Cray does wonderful things for Warjacks. He's got a spell called Full Tilt which doubles a Warjack's speed, and his feat allows them to charge for free an extra 2 inches and gives them boosted melee attack rolls. So that Stormclad had previously been stood just in front of Eris, but with Full Tilt and Jeremiah's feat, he charged all the way across the battlefield with Evasive from Arlen's Strangeways to get right in front of the Harbinger, and a dice +2, I think it was, took 2 boosted swings to bring her down. So that was a win at the end of game 3 against a very nice Menoth player, and into another break before the last game. It was great to see such a spread of factions throughout the day. So quite a few minion players, or people borrowing other people's armies. Just nice to see people trying a few less competitive lists and something more fun in a tournament environment. On to game 4, the 4th and final game of the day, and I was playing another one of these minion players, another one of the minion players that had brought to try out Dr. Arcadis' tier list from No Quarter, but unfortunately he'd used it in the previous 3 games, so because of the nature of Divide and Conquer, he was forced to use his alternate list, which consisted purely of Lord Carver and 4 heavy warbeasts and a smattering of light warbeasts. Lord Carver's got the spell Batten Down the Hatches, so I knew there'd be a lot of heavy armour on the board, and I felt that Striker 3 with the combination of his feet and the spell Fury might have been my only option for dealing with that armour, but as you can see, even that was wrong. End of the game, the 3 of those 4 heavy warbeasts still standing, and Striker being torn apart by a mass of bacon. So, end of that game, that was a loss to bring me to 2 wins, 2 losses over the course of the day. Can't really say fairer than that. It's the nature of really average wargamers. 2 wins, 2 losses. So, all in all, it was a really fun day. Great to see a new meta of players and a whole new wave of new players coming into the game, so let's hope they stick around. This was the final top table, the Convergence of Cyrus, led by Father Lucant and a new player who'd only been playing for 2 or 3 months at this point, and the Retribution of Syra, led by Gareth, that same army that I'd played in the first round. This is how the game finished, with Gareth managing to get to the opposing Warcaster, which, as it so often does, meant the end of the game. So first place went to the Retribution of Syra, second place went to the Convergence of Cyrus, and third place went to that Minions player who just beat me with Lord Carver. So congratulations to those 3 guys, very well done. The best painted army went, I think quite rightly, to that beautiful Khador army that I showed you earlier. Wonderful Khador scheme with these customised homemade bases. Absolutely wonderful. There was also a store raffle for all the players, which I was lucky enough to win for a fair amount of store credit, which is enough to get me a Storm Troll, second Storm Troll for my Trollbloods, and a unit of the Gateman Bokur and Bogtrog Shamblers. So thanks very much to the Outpost for putting on limited Battlegroup this tournament. It was a great day of gaming. If you're ever in the Sheffield area, why not pop into the Outpost? The guys in there seemed very friendly. It was lovely to meet them, and hopefully we'll be able to make it back for another tournament in the future. Thanks very much for watching. Why not subscribe for more video updates? We'll be getting more battle reports to you soon, promise you that. And also, why not like us on Facebook, link below, and check out our blog, Really Average Wargamers, link also below. Cheers guys, see you next time.